you admit that we all have problems. We all have problems. No, hang on. Got to be this one, sorry. Okay, so it means that at the moment we are all at position A, okay? Position A, where you admit that we have the problem. This is the noble truth of suffering. On the night of the enlightenment of the Buddha, what exactly he had found out? He had found out position B. Position B is that he had found out an element in nature, okay? Or let's say an experience, an encounter, an experience, where he stumbled upon and he knew that, oh my God, this experience or this element can take away all my pain, all my mental pain, and then can fill that void, can fulfill everything that I needed in the past, okay? The most important thing is that all the mental pain just disappear, okay? So upon finding out that element, the Buddha knew straight away that this is the purpose of every single human's life. Okay? If you're the sentient being, you need to get to this. It's your ultimate purpose of life. Okay? Including ET as well, if there is any ET. Okay? So therefore, B here is the third noble truth. So this is the first noble truth. Look at this. Okay, you have the mental pain, boom, 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 boom. Okay, the third noble truth, okay, he found out this, pain-free, mental pain-free element. That is, you are in full control of your mind. That is the third noble truth. So when he found out that, he knew exactly how to help people to reach that element or that experience. So that is the fourth noble truth, the Noble Eightfold Path. Have you heard of? The Noble Eightfold Path, that is the fourth noble truth. It means that he can help you travel from A to B. So regarding the fourth noble truth, apart from you got to observing the golden rule, like the moral precept, do all the right thing, don't do all the bad thing. Or the sinful thing, don't do it, just do all the right thing. Apart from that, you should practice the mindfulness meditation, which we call the full foundation of mindfulness. Sometimes we call vipassana. So vipassana is the very precise practice that can help you travel from A to B. You see, from the state of mind that you are losing control to the state of mind that you are fully in control. Okay? So this is the fourth noble truth. Okay? Right. A lot of people, when they heard of the term vipassana, they thought that, oh no, this is not for me. Even Thai people, even Thai Buddhists, they think that it's just for the monk, for old people, who go to the temple, that's all. Or for those who are really broken-hearted. But in fact, Vipassana or the mindfulness meditation is for everyone. I'm going to give you the analogy, okay, why Vipassana is really for you. Now, look at this life form, okay? So you got the body, you got the mind, which I call the mind consciousness. This red part is the consciousness element, okay? It's the consciousness element. All your problems come with your thoughts. So this water here represents your thoughts, memory, and feelings, okay? Or thought and feeling. These are the carrier of all your problems. So look at this. This red one, your consciousness, I would call your mental self. In opposed to your physical self, you got the physical self, you got the mental self, right? So when the problem come to visit your life, look at this. This problem will stir up like this and then trap your mental self, your inner self, which is your true self, into the midst of your problem. Very much like a jungle. You see, very much like a jungle. So your mental self, your true self, is being lost in your mental jungle, unable to come home. And this is the state of worry, stress, worry, anxiety, you know, angry, and depression, breakdown, up to the point of suicidal. Okay? You see that the red part is your mental self being lost in your mental jungle, unable to come home. So, what is the mindfulness meditation is all about? The mindfulness meditation, which I call bring your mental self back home. Do you see that? Your mental self is being lost. So, the fourth noble truth, the enlightenment of the Buddha, is nothing more than trying to bring your lost soul. This is your lost soul, the red part. Your lost soul, bring it back home, safely home. Okay? So this is one analogy. The second analogy, we can compare the mindfulness meditation or vipassana as the medication, the pill. Okay? So look again. The problem in your head, in your heart, is very much like bacteria, viruses, or disease, who is eating your mental self up. Eating your mental self up. Can you see that? And causing the mental pain. Okay? So therefore, the enlightenment of the Buddha is nothing more than trying to help you, give you the medication, saying that, okay, if you take this medication, you will get better. You'll be in control of your mental health. Okay? Something like this. So therefore, these two analogies, the full foundation of mindfulness or vipassana is nothing more than trying to bring your lost soul home, or is the medication that help you to have a good mental health. Okay? So, explain like this. Can you understand why you need to practice the vipassana or not? The mindfulness meditation. Okay? Can you understand? Because if you have the lost soul, you need to come home. Okay? Right. So you understand this part. I'm going to take you to the crunch now. Okay? How exactly that you can bring your mental self back home, how exactly that you can take this medication, which you can see that it isn't straightforward. This medication is not a physical one that you can put on your tongue, right? Swallow with water. This is the reason why you need guidance. Okay, so I'm going to guide you through how exactly that you can bring your mental self back home or take medication. So come to this new set of picture now. Right. Are you following, David, so far? Okay. Right. So we are going into the practice now. Going into practice. So this is a problem. Okay? This is a problem. All this chattering in the head, in the heart. Okay? It's easy for us to just, physically shut our eyes or shut the doors, switch off the light or this thing. But to switch off our thoughts is not a physical matter, is it? It's not a physical matter. And we all face with all these painful thoughts and feelings, which we very much want to switch it off, but we don't know how, because it's trapped in here. That's why we need guidance. Okay? So this is the problem, the underlying problems, right? So I'm going to teach you now how exactly that we can switch our thoughts off. Okay? Everyone wants to have a state of mind that is at peace, calm, like this. So this is exactly how we can do it. Right? We have a physical self. So listen to all this, and then we are going to enter the practice now. We have a physical self, right? A physical body. We also have the state that you call consciousness. If I use the term consciousness, I cannot carry on with the teaching. Okay? So therefore, I personify this consciousness element and call it mental self. Mental self in opposed to the physical self, okay? And then we are going to use this analogy to follow the storyline to help you enhance your understanding so that you can practice taking the pill or coming home, Okay, is that okay? You follow now? So your consciousness, I would call your mental self. So physical self, you got the physical eyes here. Mental self, you've got your mental eyes. Mental eyes, okay? Where's your mental eyes? Exactly on your eye socket here, okay? Eyes are for viewing, right? Viewing the scenery. Physical eyes view the physical scenery out here, whereas your mental eyes will view the scenery inwardly. Inwardly. And inwardly, you have three groups of scenery that you can look at, okay? That is your breath, your movement, and your physical sensations, okay? So later on, I'm going to ask you to close your physical eyes, and then you're going to use your mental eyes. So this mental eyes basically is your consciousness, really, okay? But I'm trying to be more specific for you. So use your mental eyes to view your breath, movement, and sensation, which I would compare to the red, this is the white pill or the white hole, movements, the blue pill or the blue hole, the sensation is the, the red pill and the red hole. And how exactly that you can bring your mental self back home. So these are home. Breath, movement, sensations are home. How you can bring your mental self back home, or how you can take this medication, you do exactly the same. You do exactly the same. That is, use your mental eyes to really fully focus on your breath, on your movements, on your sensations. Okay? With the 1,000,000% of concentration. Now, this is the actual technique of meditation. Okay, so yeah, I show you this picture. So this man is compared to your mental self, right? The storm, the fierce storm, compared to your problem. Compared to your problem, which is ready to blow your mental self into the jungle. Before the enlightenment, there is no post, no pole, or this thing. So after the enlightenment of the Buddha, he gave us this post, this pole, for us to hang on, the home that you can hang on, so that you can feel safe and secure. You see that? So this post, this pole is your breath, movement, and sensation that you can hang on. Okay? So, are you ready? So if you're ready, I'm going to guide you into the meditation practice. เดี๋ยวในช่วงที่เรานั่งนี่ขอให้ช่วยเงียบหน่อยนะคะช่วยเงียบหน่อยif you don't mind, can you just sit with your back straight? Sit with your back straight. Okay. My technique, I'm going to use different technique, very unconventional technique. I'm going to ask you to smack your face, all these things, just to help making this pole become very strong, so that it's easy for you to hold on. Easy for you to hold on. Okay, so I'm going to explain step by step for you. And first of all, I'm going to introduce this main character, your true self, your inner self, mental self, and then use this one, okay, to focus. I have to underline, okay, emphasize, this is the subject and this is the object. Distinguish the subject from the object, and then you follow the guideline and try to do it accordingly. Right. Put both hands by your leg, right? Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Take deep breath. And then first of all, Right, when you close your eyes down, you still have that very strong sense of self that I am here. I'm sitting here. I can listen, to my voice, Supawan's voice, and that I'm not dead. Okay, I'm here. The reason that you have that sense of existence is the working of your consciousness element. The working of your consciousness element, okay, which I call the mental self. This consciousness element allow you to be conscious, allow you to know that I'm breathing, I'm sitting, I'm listening to someone's voice. Okay, so I'm going to show you that this consciousness element working all the time, okay, in the way that you don't know. Right, everyone, can you please use your two hands and then smack onto your leg, please. Right, okay. Now once you smack, you can see that your hands, your leg have the pain, the buzzing pain, right? And you also know that you have the pain. So I'm going to separate for you. The reason that you know that you have the pain is the working, okay, the working the nature of this consciousness element. Because you have this consciousness nature, this consciousness element, which work as the subject, the observer, the viewer, okay, who is viewing the pain in your hands, in your legs. You see that? So at this moment, you have your mental self with the mental eyes, or your consciousness, act as the subject, the observer, and look upon the object in your hands, in your legs, which are the pain. Okay, I just simply describe, explain what's happening. Because from now on, you are going to use this mental self with the mental eyes as the subject to come home, as the subject to take the pill, the medication that the Buddha have given us. So this initial drill is trying to highlight, to underline the nature of your mental self for you. And you are going to use this mental self to come home, to take the pill. Okay? And this mental self is a non-physical form, so please do not look for anyone. Look for the person that you can see in the mirror. To be very precise, just simply use your mental eyes, okay, by your eye socket, and then focus on whatever that I will guide you to do. Okay? Right, we are going to start with the red home or red pill. That is the physical sensations. The physical sensations. Right, can everyone please smack onto your cheek, on your face, and then your arms, the other side of your arms, your stomach, and then your legs. Okay, right, and then please use your mental eyes, okay, to look at the sensations, and then just listen. Your physical sensations is the nature of the red home or the red pill that you have to take. The red home, where your mental self can take refuge. The red pill that your mental self have to take to reduce your mental pain. So how exactly that you can come home, bring your mental self back home, how exactly that you can take the red pill is by using your mental eyes. The mental eyes, which belong to your mental self, your consciousness, wholeheartedly look at the object. The objects are the pains right now, all over your body. Look at them wholeheartedly, fully focused. Don't drift away with your thoughts. Fully focus with 1,000,000% of concentration. Don't drift. You can see that the strong sensation have gradually slowed down. Even though they have slowed down, it doesn't mean that you don't have other area of the sensation that you can focus on. Please look at the pressure, that pressing onto the seat, your bottom pressing onto the seat. There are sensations there. The sensations, if you happen to lean against the chair, there are also sensations there. Two hands touching your legs, more sensations there. Your feet touching the floor. All your clothing rubbing against your body. These are all sensations, which are the focus point of the second foundation of mindfulness, which I compare to the red home of the red pill. So please use your mental eyes, the subject, scan through all those areas of physical sensations. Look at them wholeheartedly. Next, I'm going to introduce the blue home and the blue pill, the first foundation of mindfulness. So please use your two hands and then stroke your legs, go around your knees slowly. Create the movements, create the physical movements. This physical movement is the nature of the blue home or the blue pill that your mental self have to take, okay? So you do exactly the same. Drop your eye socket downward to the direction of the movement of your hands movement, okay? Downward. Which you can see that as you are looking at the rhythm of the movement, your mental eyes cannot help but also see the sensations in your hands, in your legs too, which is quite natural. It's very much like you're looking at the cloud, you see the sky. You look at the sky, you see the cloud. You cannot separate them too. Likewise, you cannot separate the movement from the sensations right now. So I would explain that. Let's take the two pills together in one go. And then we are going to add the third pill, the white one. So please breathe deeply. Your breath is the white pill or the white home. Okay, so from now on, please train your mental eyes to observe these three groups of scenery, which are compared to taking the three pills all together, the red, white, and blue. So please focus on your breath movement and sensations wholeheartedly. Don't drift along with your thoughts. Ignore any thoughts, ignore any distraction that might have.